I flew home for my niece's birthday after missing 3 years of family events due to work. I brought gifts, baked cookies, and even paid for the bounce house. My sister pulled me aside and whispered, "Don't act like the hero. They don't know you." When my niece opened my gift, she said, "Who's this from?" My sister said nothing. I left without saying goodbye. The next day, she texted, "Stop making everything about you." I replied with a screenshot of my plane ticket, and blocked her. I hadn't seen my family in 3 years. Not for birthdays, holidays, or even when our dad died. It wasn't because I didn't care. I cared more than they'll ever know. But I'm a trauma nurse. I live in Seattle, and when the pandemic hit, my life became the hospital. Some weeks, I didn't even go home. I slept in the staff lounge or in my car. I ate vending machine food and held the hands of strangers while they died. I gave everything I had to my job. The first year I missed Christmas, my mom texted me a simple "We missed you." The second year, silence. The third year, I didn't even get a group photo. Just one blurry picture of my niece Maddie in a sparkly dress. I never told anyone how much that hurt. So when I finally got a week off, I planned everything. I bought a plane ticket, spent a stupid amount of money on a rental car, and told my boss not to call me unless the building was on fire. Maddie was turning 6. She loved painting, so I ordered her a high-end art kit, the kind real artists use, and had her name engraved on the brushes. I also booked a bounce house. Paid for it in advance. And I baked 24 of my famous cookies, the ones she used to ask for over FaceTime. I landed in Chicago on a Friday night. Slept in a hotel near the airport. The next morning, I drove out to Elmhurst, where my sister lives. I hadn't seen her since the funeral, and even then, we barely talked. Danielle and I were never close. She was always the one who stayed close to home, had 2 kids before 30, married a guy who works at a local bank, and basically became Mom 2.0. She was already setting up when I arrived. Tables, folding chairs, pink balloons. Maddie was running around in a tiara. I brought the gift inside, helped arrange the food, and even offered to help with the grill. Danielle didn't say much. Just nodded. Then she pulled me aside. Her voice was low but cold. "Don't act like the hero. They don't know you." I stared at her. "What are you talking about?" She looked me straight in the eye. "You've been gone for 3 years. You think you can show up with cookies and a gift and suddenly you're family again?" I didn't even know what to say. I just nodded, walked away, and sat in the back corner of the yard for the rest of the party. I watched Maddie open gifts. She was smiling, laughing. Then she opened mine. She held up the art kit. "Who's this from?" Danielle stood behind her and said absolutely nothing. Didn't look at me. Didn't say my name. I waited. I gave her 5 seconds. 10. Still nothing. I stood up, walked through the side gate, and left. Got in the rental car and drove. Didn't stop until I hit O'Hare. I didn't even call my mom to say I was leaving. The next morning, I woke up to a message from Danielle. "Stop making everything about you." I didn't reply with a long speech. I didn't try to explain myself. I just sent her a screenshot of my $498 round-trip ticket. And I blocked her. 2 days after I blocked Danielle, my mom called. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail, "Can you please just call me back? It's not worth all this fighting." But she didn't ask what happened. She didn't say she missed me. She didn't ask why I left the party early. It was like everyone just expected me to show up, smile, and shut up. Like they were doing me a favor by letting me come back into their lives. I ignored the voicemail. 3 days later, I got an email. From Maddie's dad, Danielle's husband, Rick. We were never close, but he was always polite. Subject, "Just so you know, message, I had no idea what Danielle said to you until after the party. I'm sorry. She was out of line. Maddie keeps asking where her aunt went. I hope you're okay. That one hit harder than it should have. I didn't reply, but I screenshotted it and saved it. A week later, I got a text from an unknown number. It was Danielle. Danielle, you need to grow up. Everyone's tired of your drama. I should have left it alone. But I didn't. I replied, you said don't act like the hero? I wasn't trying to be a hero. I was trying to be her aunt. But you made sure to remind everyone that I'm just the outsider now. She didn't reply. That night, I got a call from my cousin Sarah. She still lives in Elmhurst and talks to everyone. Look, she said, I don't want to get in the middle, but Danielle's been telling people you made a scene at the party. That you stormed out and ruined Maddie's birthday. I laughed. I walked out quietly. I know, Sarah said. But she's making it sound like you came just to show off. That was the last straw. She wanted to paint me as selfish? Like I showed up for attention? I decided then I wasn't going to disappear. I was going to make her own words bite back. First thing I did was go to Facebook. I hadn't posted in years. But I wrote a simple post, flew across the country for my niece's birthday. Paid for the bounce house. Brought handmade gifts. Baked cookies from scratch. Got told by my sister, don't act like the hero. Then watched her let my niece open my gift without even saying who it was from. I left quietly. She texted me the next day, stop making everything about you. So I sent her a screenshot of my $498 plane ticket and blocked her. Family isn't always family. Sometimes, they're just people who expect everything and give nothing. I didn't tag anyone. But it blew up anyway. Over the next few days, I got messages. From old friends. From cousins. Even from Rick again. Rick, she's furious about your post. Just so you know. Good. Let her be furious. Because now people were talking. Now people were asking questions. And I wasn't done yet. The post kept spreading. My inbox filled with messages. Some supportive, some awkwardly trying to stay neutral. A few people reached out just to say, I always thought something was off with Danielle. That part stung more than it felt good. Then I got a message from my Aunt Denise, my dad's younger sister. Aunt Denise, hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. There's something you should know. It's about your dad's will. I froze. We were told there wasn't much left when he died. No estate, no savings, just some old tools and personal things. We never questioned it, Danielle handled everything after he passed. She was the executor. Aunt Denise called me later that night and laid it all out. Apparently, my dad did leave something behind. A small life insurance policy, around $30,000. He left it to be split between his two daughters. But I never saw a dime. I asked Denise why she didn't say anything sooner. I thought you knew. I figured Danielle would have told you. She cashed the check. That was the first time I cried about my dad in years. Not just because of the money, but because I realized what kind of person my sister really was. She didn't just block me from the party. She cut me out of my own father's last gift to me. I spent the next few days digging. I found the paperwork for his will through the county court website. Public record. My name was on it. So was Danielle's. I found the date the insurance policy was claimed. A week after his funeral. I never even got a phone call. So now I had receipts, literal ones. I didn't go back to Facebook. Not yet. I had another plan. I emailed Rick. I didn't tell him about the money directly. Instead, I asked, when Dad died, did Danielle ever mention a life insurance policy? He replied a few hours later, she said there was nothing. Just debts. I responded, she lied. I attached screenshots of the will and the claim record. Then I ended with, "This isn't about money. It's about what she did. And how far she went to cut me out." He didn't reply that night. The next morning, I got a message from Sarah. "What did you tell Rick?" "Danielle's losing her mind." I didn't answer. I just waited. 2 days later, I got an email from Rick again. Short. Just one sentence. "I believe you." I could feel something shift. The quiet war was no longer so quiet. And Danielle? She was about to find out what it felt like to be the one left out. Rick showed up at my hotel the next weekend. He looked tired. Pale. He asked if we could talk in the lobby. I said yes. "I went through our bank records," he said. "She deposited a check for 30 grand right after your dad died. Told me it was a tax refund." I didn't say anything. "She used it for the kitchen remodel. The granite counters. The new fridge. All of it." I nodded. That was my half. He left it to both of us. He ran his hands through his hair. "I feel sick." "Don't," I said. "You didn't know." He looked up. "I want to make it right." I didn't know what that meant at the time. But 3 days later, I found out. Danielle's secret started leaking. Rick talked to his lawyer. He also talked to a few people at their church, people who had always thought Danielle walked on water. It didn't take long for the gossip to start. Small town. Big mouths. But I still hadn't said anything publicly. Until the day Maddie called me. On her dad's phone. "Why don't you come over anymore?" she asked. I felt my throat close up. "Because sometimes grown-ups fight, honey." She was quiet. I liked the paints. I painted a dog and gave it a cape. I wiped my eyes. "You did?" "Uh-huh. Daddy put it on the fridge." That broke me. After that call, I posted one last time on Facebook. This time, I did tag Danielle. Turns out my dad did leave something behind, $30,000 to be split between me and my sister. I never saw it. I didn't know it existed until this month. My sister used the money to remodel her kitchen and never said a word. This isn't about money. It's about being erased. I flew across the country to show up for my niece, and my own sister couldn't even say my name when Maddie opened my gift. I won't be quiet about it anymore. Family isn't supposed to steal from you, lie to you, and make you feel like a stranger. You don't get to rewrite the story just because you're louder. The comments exploded. Some people defended her. Most didn't. Her perfect image cracked. Rick filed for separation 3 weeks later. Told her he couldn't live with someone who lied like that. Said he wanted full custody, too. I didn't cheer. I didn't feel triumphant. I just felt empty. Danielle sent me one email a month later. Subject: "Congratulations." Message: "You got what you wanted. I hope it was worth it." I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I typed back, "No, I didn't. I wanted my family. You made sure I'd never have one." Then I deleted it. Never hit send. I didn't need to. The damage was done. By her. Not me. And Maddie? She still calls me sometimes. I send her art supplies on every birthday now. But I don't go back to Elmhurst. Some doors, once shut, don't need to open again. And that's okay. Because now she knows exactly who I am. And so does everyone else.